It was stopped.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
How dare you?
I didn't touch anything.
Well,
I just held the side. I didn't touch the thing. The button was red when I...
the button's still red, but the clock was on all zeros.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Well, it'll be a mystery of when that stopped. Well,
I have no idea.
I'll find out. Don't you worry.
You find out. You better rewind right now and discover when it stopped.
Cool. So we're walking down Gregg Avenue, and many firsts on this trip, which is that's all good. I love it.
Yes. It's all
How
personal
many?
to me.
How many times? Yeah, that's true. I thought about that in the wheat field yesterday morning. I said, "This is Dave's first time here." Like I remember, like my first time, but we didn't have that much time, and especially to explore it on foot. We did the tour. We
Right.
did the visitor center, and I don't remember. We probably drove back to Little Round Top and Devil's Den and the Picket Charge Angle, and then we drove out. Yeah, those are the only 3 sites we like walked without the guide.
Yeah.
And he just gave the script at that time, but that's all we needed. We didn't know anything. I remember I didn't even know who won the battle when I first got here.
Wow. Well, like you said, you were what, 20?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't. I remember I was like,
Did you study the Civil War at all before you came?
yeah. That's why I told you
Kind of general overall kind of.
I was sophomore year of high school. I had Miss Enowitz, and she gave me a report on the New York City draft riots in the Civil War.
Wow.
And reading that report was the first thing that drew me into this. Reading the book on that, reading the
That's a trip.
yeah, this old ass book called Campfires and Battlefields. It's like a huge
What
book.
was the deal with the draft riots? Was it because they were drafting immigrants? If they got
July
votes?
18th, right after the battle here, like just a couple of weeks after the battle, they started the draft, and yeah, the Irish were pissed. They were like, they didn't want to go. You know, there was
We just got here.
rich man's war, poor man's fight, and
Right.
you know, so they rioted in the thousands and killed many black people,
Wow.
and including they burned a black the orphanage.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they were killing police. I mean, the police could not handle it.
Well, they're all drunk though, Irishmen. Shit.
I'm sure many of them were.
You know if this place has like beer or not, or
Rummel Farming exists.
it does. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm wondering.
So,
The crust of the hill, and I bet it's right visible.
yeah. So, damn. I forgot what we were talking about.
Where they burned down the orphanage in there.
Oh, yeah, but the conclusion of the story is it took them to bring in Union troops fresh from the Battle of Gettysburg to call the riot. And they lined up artillery in the street on the mob,
Wow.
and the mob then dispersed.
Once they pulled out the big gun.
Yeah, they didn't fire. That would be big news. I wouldn't know that.
Right.
But there are plaques in Manhattan, in downtown Manhattan, lower Manhattan, I should say,
Right.
and that show the track of the mob, and
Wow.
there were certain heroic characters. One guy was named John McGovern, this firefighter, and he saved some like young black kids and from the mob, and I remember reading about him. But as I read that sophomore year, in my headphones, I played Modest Mussorgsky's Night on Bald Mountain, which is
Oh,
super intense. It's a dun 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 dun.
I always wondered what that is. What's that called?
Night on Bald Mountain.
Okay, I gotta put that in my.
The entire piece is intense, and again, it fluctuates in louder parts and softer parts, but there's no part that's not intense. And listening to that while reading that,
Wow.
really, I felt some heavy emotion of reading that terrible shit. That was the start of it all. I remember even calling.
Night on Bald Mountain.
Yeah. You could play it right now. It would be fitting.
Oh, it's on pictures at an exhibition and something Mussorgsky. Pictures at an exhibition and
Well,
something
that's a separate
else.
piece of music.
Yeah, I
that he
know.
wrote.
I don't know why. I guess because it was Mussorgsky. Yeah, it's on pictures at an exhibition album. It's like all the pieces are pictures at an exhibition, and then it's Night on Bald Mountain, the last track.
They just added it to that album.
I guess. It was on 2 different albums. A London Symphony album or a London Symphony Orchestra album from like 1960.
We get all grass in the picture. Then I got the American Heritage Picture History of the Civil War, hardcover book, gray cover. Bruce Catton, who
Right.
really is, if you ever read anything by him, man, he is the best pure writer. He knew some of the veterans. He was born in like the 1880s,
Wow.
and he grew
Oh, yeah,
up
I know
hearing the
about that.
veterans.
I know he was-
Oh, he's so good. But he was from the Union perspective,
Right.
like Shelby Foote is from the southern side. You know, their leanings.
Right.
And he's from Michigan. Shelby Foote's from Mississippi. So,
Which is good because, I mean, you get both sides of it.
oh, but they're both also very fair. The one guy who
That's what
was,
I mean. I mean,
you know who wasn't fair was
one concentrates on.
Douglas Southall Freeman.
Oh yeah.
He wrote Lee's Lieutenants, three volume
Never read
history.
that.
It's
They
a
were all
classic.
glorious men.
Well, it was definitely southern leaning, and I mean, there's just no doubt about it. But there's still lots of great stuff in there, and I own
What was
Lee
the
Lieutenant.
Catton book,
Lee's
the first book that you mentioned, the American history?
the pictorial history of the Civil War, and it was lots of text, but filled with tons of all kinds of great pictures.
I'm trying to think of the first Civil War book I got that was the main, like just the whole war. It was a really good book. It was at the library. Oh, it was terrible. I swiped it from the high school library, and then
Oh, I should do that.
Gene got it for me for Christmas that
Aw,
year. And I was like, oh, thanks.
so you should have
And I
returned the other
mentioned-
book.
I mentioned, oh, I already got this book.
Ah,
Like, well, you can take it back. He's like, no, the other book's stolen. I don't remember. I may have taken it back.
yeah, you could have just went and got some other checked some books out and returned it with them. Well,
No, I could. I would just
Put it
carry
back on the
in.
shelf.
Yeah, or just throw it in the reserve. Then put it in the stack of return books. Officers killed in battle during the war. Whose was this?
I'm not sure. Fort here, July 3rd, both mounted and dismounted.
What is it? The Rommel farm. There
Well-
it is.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the barn is original. The house is not. Oh, who the heck is this?
I gotta get a picture of this with the barn in the back.
1st New Jersey Cavalry. Major Myron H. Beaumont, 1st Brigade, 2nd Cavalry Division.
Back. Let me see if I can get. Yeah. With the farm in the background.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
check out the.
This side of the monument. So I know
Oh,
the
is that a
monument
path? I want to check out the flag. Ed Jemison. Colonel Janeway. It sounds familiar.
Janeway, what was that name?
She was the commander of one of the Star Treks. Stewart strikes the rear. On this high ground, 3 miles east of Gettysburg, 6,300 Confederate cavalry under Jeb Stuart took position. Their objective was to exploit the anticipated success of Pickett's charge. Most of his troopers were concealed in the woods in front of you along Crest Ridge. That away. Some were posted on foot in and around the Rummel farm buildings visible ahead to your left. Not now. About 2 p.m., Union cavalry under Gregg approached from your left and were fired on by Confederate cavalry near the barn. Troopers of the 1st New Jersey monument to your left dismounted with their carbines and a hot engagement began. Confederate horsemen charged the Union position. Federal reinforcements held them at bay. As the struggle evolved into a stalemate, Stuart determined to launch a major cavalry charge, but then that's when Custer charged.
I hope to effect a surprise on the enemy rear. Didn't really come close.
Several Union regiments had repeaters. That's amazing.
7 times without reloading.
And for years, early writing on Gettysburg said that Buford's guys had repeaters.
Oh,
and that's how come they could hold off Lee's army. But no, they really did not. They had just breech loading carbines,
wow.
which were faster to reload.
Right.
1st New Jersey. So now here's the Union cavalry line, and there's the Confederate cavalry line. Now we can stand and see where both lines are. Like the Rummel buildings and the woods.
Wow.
Not this little short woods, but behind
behind it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So cool to make the walk up to the barn.
Oh wow.
You got some schnotch coming out of your nose there. Oh, I shouldn't have recorded that.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think I'll make it all the way to the barn. Shit, we should have drove up to here.
No way, man. You'd rather.
Is that a new one?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Jesus Christ.
Hand me an old one.
Well, I would throw away an old one eventually.
Yeah, that's just it. I don't know what to do with it out
Yeah,
here.
you gotta pocket it. Damn, dude.
Yeah, my sinuses are already going nuts from the breeze, that cold breeze.
Right, we had it all day yesterday. All right, well.
Shit. I'd love to be able to get up close to that barn. Someone lives there, don't they?
I don't know. Maybe. All right. Well, it's taller grass.
Oh, yeah, that is tall grass, isn't it?
It's lumpy, tall grass.
Yeah, lumpy. That's the part that bothers me, the lumpy.
There's no path.
No.
So, all right, let's head on back.
Yeah.